Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my welcome not welcome back. Welcome to my first ever mod showcase here, and I'm going to be showing you guys one of my favorite mods when I was back in the day when I was using Minecraft in 1.12. This mod recently got updated to 1.17. It's the Dimensional Doors mod. This was my favorite mod back in 1.12, and it's in 1.17, and I want to showcase it to you guys. Um, so here, I've got a dimension door, and I'll show you the power of this mod by going through this in a second. The way you craft this is by 2 iron doors and ender pearl, just like that, and you get a dimensional door. You place it down, and you've got your very own pocket dimension. I've marked out the corners here for how big it is. I believe it's 29 by 29 by 29, just a big cube. But if you wanted to, you could dig out farther. You can't really see that. I'm just going to leave it like there. No one will be able to tell that it's broken. When you come in here yourself, I've obviously placed a lot of stuff for the showcase, but it'll just be a big black cube that you can place anything you want, really. And you've got your own little pocket dimension, and it all fits in a 1 by 2 area, a door. This will be closed when you first come in. So I'll start here. This mod actually introduces 2 new doors, a quartz door and a gold door. I'm going to grab them out of the crafting recipes for now. I'll show them on the black fabric of reality. We'll get to this later. Quartz doors and gold doors. You can use this in your builds if you're not using them to make dimensional doors. The quartz door you can open regularly. The gold door you will need redstone for, though. However, if you make it into a dimensional door, you will not actually need to open it with redstone. Same with the iron doors, as you saw. Way you craft them is actually got rid of those. Same as the iron door, except with the gold and quartz, respectively. The way you craft these is how you might think, just how you make regular doors, but with quartz and gold instead of iron and wood. There's also wood dimensional doors and dimensional trapdoors, which are currently bugged. I should say right now, before we go on any further into the mod showcase, this is still in beta because it's for fabric. It was originally for forge. It's in beta right now. A lot of things are probably going to change. However, the way you craft these, same as the other doors, the trapdoor, though you do not need 2 trapdoors and you'll get it. Then, what you'll find in these dimensions, right? I'll go through these doors in a sec. What you'll find these dimensions, right? You'll get fabric of reality. You get altered fabric of reality. Those are in the personal pocket dimensions, which is through the quartz store there. And then you have all these different kinds of fabrics. You got ancient fabric, decayed, unfolded, unwarped, unraveled, solid static, which this you'll find in Limbo. Very mysterious. And this red liquid, I think it's called some kind of reality thing. Eternal fluid bucket, that's what it's called. So the way you get the altered fabric, and get this for all the different colors too. If I go over to the mod page here, you'll see all the different colors. The way you get this is by taking world thread, which you'll find in the dungeons, and you combine it with a dye of your choice, and you'll get the altered fabric, and you can have whatever kind of coloring you want. There's a few weird things over here I'm going to get out of the way. First, I have no clue what this is. I do not know what this is meant to be, but it exists. Same with this, oh, no, I'm not meant to see that. Same with this. It's kind of big in my hand, and you place it, and it's a stone person. I don't know what that is, but it's weird. So, when I was, pick blocking there, you might have saw I picked up a monolith spawner. Um, throughout the dungeons and a lot in Limbo, you'll find these things, and I'll show you what they are. If I go into survival, it's this really creepy looking eye that opens, and he'll just stare at you, right? Uh, I think this only really works in Limbo right now, but they're meant to be in the dungeons, and when they look at you, they will bring you to Limbo, so you want to avoid these guys. And if you go, but they have to have line of sight of you, so if you go behind a wall, they won't be able to look at you all creepy like. This mod also introduces a new set of armor. It's called the Woven World Thread stuff. I'm gonna actually put this on, and you'll see that it looks pretty cool. It's got this weird threads, and the helmet actually adds this weird black face covering. I don't know why it does that, but it does. The way you craft this, the World Thread, like regular armor, as you do, and you get a weapon to go along with it. The Rift Blade. Iron sword, 200 pearls either side, just like that, in a crafting table, and you'll get the Rift Blade. The Rift Blade is very cool. If you look at the description here, it opened temporary doors on rifts. A rift is what you saw outside before I came in this pocket dimension, and a teleport attack. I think the teleport attack might currently be broken, because I couldn't get it to work when I was testing this earlier, but you can open rifts with it. And then you got a bunch of these rift signature things. These are kind of funky. Some of them are expensive with diamonds, right? But you take them, and I'm actually going to take a few of these. And we got Rift Remover, Rift Signature. These two are pretty much the same right now, but I'll show you them anyway. And we got a Rift Stabilizer, just like that. I'm going to actually go outside right now, outside of the pocket dimension. And this here is a rift. You'll find these structures naturally spawning if you have this mod on, you create a new world. I think there's two more over here. Yeah, right there and right there. They'll spawn looking like this. I think just when I was there for a while, then it just turned into a rift by itself. But they'll spawn looking like this, and you can go through them into the dungeons. But they will become these rifts. Uh, these rifts will slowly grow, and they get really, really big, actually. You can configure how fast they grow and other things. These things will actually spawn Endermen every once in a while, and you can configure how often they spawn Endermen, how fast they grow in the menu here. Just like this. We've got Enderman spawn chance, rift growth speed, everything here. If you want to stop them from growing, you can use this rift stabilizer. This will take diamonds, though, and you just click, and now it should stop growing. They will emit these cool particles, though. They stay for quite a while. They will eventually very slowly shrink, but they just stay floating in midair. Right? And if you want to remove it, you use the rift remover. I don't want to get rid of that one because I'm going to be using that. But if you just break a dimensional door, I don't know why I said that weirdly. It will create a rift, and you just remove it. This rift will close soon, and it shall. Alright, so you can see now it's emitting gray particles, and it takes a little bit, but it will close. Then we have the rift signature and the stabilized rift signature. Now these things are really cool, right? If I go over here, what you can essentially do is with the rift signature, you click a spot, and then let's say I go over here, I won't go too far. I click this, and look, it'll create two rifts. You can't really go through them right now, but if you have the rift blade, you create a door, and you teleport to the other rift, and you can go back however many times you want. I'm pretty sure making a rift will use durability on the sword, though, so what you can also do is if you take a dimensional door, I think anyone will work, and you put it on the rift, then it will just create a link between these two locations. You can put one on the other side, and now you have a teleportation door that won't take you into the pocket dimension if you don't want that. And in creative, you can just break them instead of using the rift remover. And look, now the rift is fully gone. So this thing, you can create a bunch of different rifts everywhere. The stabilized rift signature, there's a lot of particles now. Yikes. Alright, so I got rid of the particles. If you want to get rid of the particles, all you really have to do is go through a door and come back out of it, and all the particles will be gone. I'm actually going to get a new stabilized rift signature, one that's not been enchanted already. You click, and you click again. Oh, yeah, that'll happen too. So look, it goes like that, and it works as the other one, but this one won't lead anywhere. And if I create another one, I think it might still be glitched. Okay, it's a little glitched. This is still in the beta, but you are meant to be able to make multiple rifts all going to the same location. What this essentially does is you're meant to store a location, and then any rift that you place down will all go to the same location. Again, this mod is currently still in beta, so things are not working right now. You'll see there's also a stable fabric. There's a lot of other stuff. These things don't have recipes, and you can't use them, so that's why I'm not covering them right now. But there is a stable fabric. This does have a recipe. You use any altered fabric or regular fabric of reality and surround it in ender pearls. I have to be honest, I don't know why this exists, right? Because essentially what you use this for is there's other ways of crafting these, right? Why you would choose to craft it the other way, not this one. Why you would choose to craft it with this, I can't wrap my head around. This uses 4 ender pearls and a fabric of reality to create one, and the crafting recipe, this used 1 ender pearl and 4 gold. The crafting recipe with this is going to use 4 ender pearls, 8 gold, and a fabric of reality. Why would you choose to craft it this way? I don't know. Hopefully this gets another use other than being really stupid. But it exists. You can't place it down or anything. You can't use it. It just makes the crafting recipe more expensive. Don't use it if you're crafting any of these. It's not worth it. Now, onto the other doors. I kind of went over the crafting recipe briefly, but I didn't really touch upon what they do. The gold one and the wood one don't really work right now, I have to be honest, but I can tell you what they are meant to do. When I go through these portals, you'll see at the bottom it tells me my coordinate, right? But at the end there, it has a W coordinate, and that's new, right? Whenever you go through an iron dimensional door, you'll see the coordinate goes down. Okay, so if I take another one and I just place it down here and I go through, now it's 7, now this one will be 8, and I just keep making pocket dimensions. That'll keep going down. What the wood one is meant to do is meant to make you go up a level, but it doesn't really do that. It'll just bring you to the dungeons. Same with the gold, it just brings you to the regular dungeons, but what the gold one is meant to do is it is meant to bring you to dungeons, but it's meant to bring you to dungeons that have a lot better loot, but they're a little bit harder, so like treasure dungeons. The quartz dimensional door is the only one that does work, and what this does is it's really neat actually. It brings you to your personal pocket dimension. So this looks the same as the other ones, except it's all white, but this one's really cool, right? If I take some blocks, if I take my diamonds and I hide them in here, make a little diamond pile. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, with the fabric of reality, if you try and place a block on it, it'll convert the fabric of reality into that block. What you want to do is you want to crouch place if you don't want it to be converted. That's a little something with the fabric of reality that you should know if you are choosing to build in this in these little pocket dimensions. So I've created my diamond pile here, and how these personal pocket dimensions work is essentially they're like ender chests that you can go inside of. So if I take my quartz dimensional door and I go outside, and even if I go really, really far away, I'll just go here, I guess, random location, and I go through, same pocket dimension. Quartz dimensional doors will always bring you to your own little personal pocket dimension, and if somebody else tries to go through the quartz dimensional door, they will be brought to their personal pocket dimension. So if you want to hide, if you don't want to keep your diamonds in ender chest and you want to show them off, then in a little pile, you can keep them in your personal pocket dimension. However, you won't really be able to show them off because nobody will be able to come in here, only you. And you can just keep this quartz door anywhere. You can just place it down anywhere and not keep it, but you place it down anywhere and it will bring you to the same location. However, you will always come back to the one that you went through. So that's a little neat thing with that. And I do not need this diamond anymore. I am very rich, as you can see. I already have a lot of diamonds. Also, the trapdoor doesn't really work. The trapdoor is meant to just bring you immediately to the overworld. Now, I want to show you the dungeons now. The dungeons are probably the coolest part, not just building whatever you want in there. Uh, the dungeons are very cool. So I'll go through the wood one. The wood ones are meant to bring you up a level in the pocket dimensions. The wood ones still will bring you to the dungeons if you're too deep on that W level. But I'll just go through this. And here's what one of the dungeons looks like. This one looks like it's just a jail. And usually what you'll find in these dungeons is more of these iron doors. And if you go through them, they will just bring you to another dungeon. Be careful though, because some dungeons do have parkour. And the fabric of reality looks exactly like the void. So you could fall at any moment. Some of these dungeons, though, actually have chests that you can open, and they have tons of cool stuff in them, sometimes even diamonds. It's very cool. But be careful, because if you go, like in this one, if you break the walls and you try and cheat, some of the parkour ones with traps, if you try and go around and cheat, uh, there will actually be monoliths that will open their eyes and they'll stare at you, and you will be brought to Limbo. However, right now the eyes only actually spawn in Limbo. Here's another dungeon. There's a bunch of different looking ones, and I'll actually try and go through a bunch of doors and show you all the dungeons. But for the ones with parkour and traps, if you try and break the walls and go outside, the monoliths will bring you to Limbo, so you cannot cheat. And the gold one, I go through it, it brings you to just another dungeon. This one looks like it has chains. The gold ones are meant to be the treasure dungeons, though, with a lot of the good loot. That I'm assuming that's going to be changed in the future, but but right now that's not the case. This is still in beta, remember. Now I've got my armor on, as you can see here. I've got the woven world thread armor. Oh, I'll actually show you the power of the sword real quick while I'm still here. Boop, opens a rift. Oh, here's a cool one. Okay. So this one uses a lot of the new Blackstone blocks. Well, not new, really. Those were in the update before this one. And look, some honey parkour, which I am obviously terrible at. Alright, so with my insane parkour skills, I was actually able to make it to the end. Uh, and we just got some honey and string in the chests. Some of the chests aren't exactly very good. But I have to say, the dungeons are actually designed very coolly. They do look very cool. And they also happen to be completely made out of silverfish. Oh gosh. They're all silverfish. So apparently I'm not going to survive here very long. I've outsmarted the silver. Stupid silverfish. Oh god. These are going to be more silverfish, aren't they? No. Now we got, looks like a maze here. Here we go. This is how you get the world thread. You can find them in the chests. And a little bit of a better chest, some iron here. There are much better chests if you keep going. Mazes aren't exactly my strong suit. I am going to try and find a door that's not the one I came through. Finally, got to another door. And a lot of these dungeons are looking the same. There's one dungeon that's really cool, and I'm really hoping I'm able to find it. Oh, here's one that's neat. And look, this one up there, if you can see, there's actually lodestone. If I had Optifine right now, I would zoom in, but sadly Optifine isn't compatible with this mod. If you try, it'll just crash. I'm hoping it will become compatible at some point. For now, it isn't. Another thing that I was really disappointed in is that the immersive portals mod wasn't compatible with this. I really hope that the creator of this mod makes it compatible with that. Imagine looking through and you can see what's on the other side. You can see the pocket dimension on the other side. Yeah, this chest doesn't contain anything. I've seen this kind of dungeon before. Some cake. I'm not hungry right now. It's sad. And I forgot about that. Don't try and sleep in the pocket dimensions. I guess this is a good time to show you Limbo then. This is Limbo. There's a big eye above you, and this is where the monoliths will spawn. And this whole place, I don't think I can break this. Yeah, I think I need Silk Touch for this. Yep, the monoliths will spawn here, and if they open their eyes completely, then you will be teleported to a random place in Limbo. Now, there is a way to get out of here. I think occasionally doors will spawn in Limbo, but there is a proper way of getting out of here that I will try and show you. You want to keep on the move because those monoliths will spawn, and they'll teleport you randomly. And there it is. That's the way. So I was actually pretty lucky. But if you fall in this red liquid, you keep your fall damage. But I bathed in reality and I fell from a high place. That wasn't exactly the ideal situation. That's not exactly how you want to get out. If you can, try and find a way of not dying when you get out. Uh, I am going to try and get this stuff, Eternal Fluid Bucket, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and I think if I fall down here, I should go to Limbo. There we go. And you'll keep all your stuff, so that's pretty nice. Also in Limbo, there is no full damage. But if I find a good spot, I'll just dig in here right now. And you'll see this is actually a different kind of, you'll find all different kinds of fabrics here. But if I place this down, this is what the red fluid looks like. It looks really weird. It's all static. You'll also find the static stuff here and other things. But, and I think you'll find the stone people there. They don't really do anything right now, though. But you'll see if you go through, this is actually a really cool effect. I really like this. When you go through, this fabric of reality will start bleeding through, right? The fabric will kind of be disrupted or something. I don't know what to call it. If I enchant this pickaxe with Silk Touch, I forgot how to do uh, commands. I should be able to grab this. Or not. I'll just go into creative. I think only the regular fabrics of reality you can actually pick up. This is the unfolded block, so obviously you go through here, the fabric of reality I guess it's becoming unfolded, and it kind of bleeds through. And this, I mean, you can mine it and get rid of it, but I think it looks pretty cool. It's just kind of staying there. It's all weird. That's how you get, that's when you get into limbo, that'll happen. And I think there's other ways, like Uh, I mentioned the dimensional trapdoor that'll just bring you out. I think if you use that, then it would also just create that kind of effect on the ground. But you'll see now we have the thread, and you can use that to create the armor and all the this kind of stuff, and create all your different colors of fabric of reality. And these are actually pretty cool. They're kind of like concrete, except they're one solid color, and they actually emit light. You'll see that this place isn't really dark. That's because this stuff actually emits light. The fabric of reality here. That's pretty much all to showcase for the mod right now. Oh, and one last thing. This is the really cool dungeon I wanted to show you. There's nothing here. There's no other doors. You can't go back or anything. Uh, but I thought this was really cool and kind of mysterious too. It's a huge hand coming up, and it's kind of going through the fabric of reality, coming out. I don't know if you want to call this God's hand or the hand of whoever's eyes those monoliths belong to. But I just thought this was really cool, and the creator of this mod had to build all this, and I thought that was just really cool, and I wanted to share that. All right, for real now though. Goodbye.